Hello, everybody. Sorry about what you're looking at on the screen right now. Um, Let me get this set up for you guys. And what we're doing here is I'm going to find our class, which is CPSC 5, and I'm going to walk you through the first lab. So on the course website, you want to click on modules. I'm going to scroll down, and you'll see in week 2 a new link to Lab 1, which is due a week from today. So 8/31. So I'm going to click on that. Lab 1 opens up, and this is your first lab here. And so what you want to do is, work on your lab and submit it. And you submit it here. So right now it says download, view the Lab1 Pdf. We are going to do that. I'm going to hit the download button, little arrow, download, save it. Sure, it can go in that folder, doesn't matter. And I'm going to open it up. So now this is our lab. So this lab is a PDF with full instructions for what to do on your lab. Now, if you just read this PDF, you'll see it says follow along with the video. Be sure to save the files you create. You have to submit some of them on Canvas for a grade. Sure. Everything that is worth points is listed in the lab. So I'm going to try to be very careful about that. That way you know exactly what to submit for points. Okay. So hold on. Script. HTML. Comments. Sorry. So yeah. Whoop, sorry about that. Let's go back. All right, so our lab is open right here. And what you're going to need to do is create these files for your JavaScript code in one of the online JavaScript playgrounds. So leaving this lab document, if I go back to modules here, there's a page called Online JavaScript Editors where I recommend a couple of these that will work. So I'm just going to use the first one, playcode.io. Has everything we need, but you could use others. So I'm going to go to playcode.io, or I just can copy paste it from the PDF here. I didn't want to do that. I want a new tab. Okay, so you've got your lab PDF to follow along, and you have your JavaScript Playground. Now, what I recommend is not having these open in tabs like this. I recommend kind of putting them side by side like this, although my font's a little big over here, maybe too big. That's not actually going to work very well, is it? Let me do that. I can't. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's as big as I can make it, and still have everything shown. All right, so essentially what we're going to do is we're going to create our first documents and in JavaScript. So how do we do that? So let's follow along here. It says, first of all, use a JavaScript playground such as playcode.io/JavaScript. That's where we are. So this is just a place where I can make a web page basically and see the results immediately. I say erase the contents of index.html and replace it with the code shown. So there are 3 files up here: script.js, style.css, index.html. Now we're creating our own HTML file. So the one that it made by default, we don't need. So I'm just going to select all its text by clicking and dragging and erase it. So now I've got a blank web page. And what I want to put there is this text. Now, copy pasting from a PDF is not always going to work very well, but I'm going to try it. If it doesn't work, you're going to have to type it, right? You can type. I have faith in you, but I'm going to select just this text here. Control C to copy it. Then over here in index.html, I'm going to Control V to paste it. Okay, so that didn't work very well. It's because it added a bunch of extra spaces here. So I'm going to fix this. It's those triangular brackets that are the issues. So like all the spaces around those triangular brackets are what is causing me issues. So I'm going to fix all of the triangular brackets, and then we'll hopefully have a image on the screen. Get rid of all these extra spaces. Are we there? Oh, I missed this P. Okay, we're getting there. Oh, script. Okay, I could have typed this faster. Okay. So I got it in there. I don't have it as nicely formatted as it is over here. So I'm going to format it real quick. So this first line, doc type HTML. Let me make this big. Big. Okay, so this line 1, doc type HTML, tells me it's an HTML document. Okay. Then after that, we have our actual HTML. So the commands or the structure for typesetting the HTML is all these commands that are stuck in triangular brackets. Those are on the semicolon and period keys, by the way, shift and one of those triangular brackets. We like to indent things, but only certain things. So like HTML can be like that. And then at the bottom of this, you'll notice that there's another HTML, but this one has a /HTML, right? So you see the difference between HTML on line 3 and then /HTML on line 14. This is the start of an HTML block, and the one with the slash is the end of the HTML block. And you'll see that structure everywhere. On line 5, it's the start of a block called body. And you'll notice when I hover over it, it says the body element represents the content of the document. So all of everything should be inside of the body, right? HTML, that's the start of the HTML document. And then the document has a body. So start of the body is line 5, end of the body is line 12. And then inside is where we put all of our stuff. So you can kind of, space this out a little nicer, is what I want. So I want it to look like this. Okay, so the P element is for a paragraph, right? If I do, this one just says before the script. If I put another paragraph element underneath it, you'll notice that it goes on a new line. That's because it's a new paragraph, right? That's a paragraph between the P and the /P. So if I put the two side by side, they still show up as separate lines. Why does that happen? Because again, this is a complete paragraph, and paragraphs, after you finish a paragraph, you go to a new line. Oops. So if I just add one of those lines, if I double them, you still get, this is a complete paragraph, this is a complete paragraph. Okay. So I just have a line of text that says before the script. Okay. If I edit that, I see the result here immediately. Okay. Then we have a script and a script and a /script. Inside, that's a script element, right? So you see the script element allows authors to include dynamic script. That's dynamic JavaScript. This is where we're putting our JavaScript. JavaScript is default, even though there are other scripts allowed in HTML. So HTML, body, here's a paragraph, script starts, script ends. After the script, I have another line that says, a new paragraph that says after the script. And then, again, triangular brackets to start the paragraph, triangular brackets to end the paragraph, the slash ends the block. So every element starts with triangular brackets in the name of the thing and ends with triangular brackets, name of the thing, but with a slash. So the end and the start and the end of an element. Okay, so this is formatted okay now. We don't have any errors. We can see it says before the JavaScript, after the script. And then in between, you don't see anything. You don't see the script. The script is code that's going to run, and so you don't see it. So we're caught up to A. It says you should notice the line between script and slash script that starts out with a slash slash. That means the line is commented out. So this line right here is not being run. If I erase those two forward slashes, then it will run. Right now it's gray to indicate that it's not running. So I'm going to erase those. So I just erased them. I've got an error, I don't know why. Oh, these are supposed to be single quotes. All right, copy pasting killed me here. So single quotes around hello world. Single quotes. Okay, now what happened is this. As soon as I fixed that line of code, this pop-up popped up. An embedded page at playcode.io says hello world. And if you look at the alert was hello world. Okay, so close that. Now, the reason I have that commented out to start with is because if you start editing this, like let's say I want to just say something here. So I say, hi. Well, I can't type hi. As soon as I typed the H, it reloaded the page, which means it did a pop-up. So you ever had a web page keep popping things up when you're trying to edit the thing? Well, not when you're trying to edit, but repeated pop-ups. You don't like those? Well, that's because of a JavaScript code like this, alert. So that's why I put a slash slash in front of it. That way we can edit the document without it popping up that alert. And when we're ready, I can uncomment the pop-up. So change the text. The alert displays to hello, my name is your name. Hello, my name is Greg Hogan. Okay. And then after I've changed it, I'm going to uncomment it. Again, you don't want to edit it with it playing the alert because it'll keep stopping you from typing. Hello, my name is Greg Hogan. Okay, that works. So this is now a working web page, technically, with a working pop-up. All right, now it says download the final index HTML and rename it problem1.html. So I've created this file. I need to save it somewhere. Okay, so how am I going to do that? Good question. So over here on the left, you'll see index.html. That's what we were just editing. So I'm just going to click the three dots on the right, and it's not going to let me. Please let me download it. I don't want to download it. I want to download it. Why aren't you letting me? Okay. I just want to download this file and having a little bit of trouble here. Home. The files, that's that. Console. I'm going to click the button here to the left. I've logged in. I'm going to click on my name. Billing, I'm not paying. Free. Oh, right. This is why we might not want to use this one. Okay, well, I'm a little bit sad here. Yeah, you know what? I think we're just going to switch and use a different one because downloading it is not working very well, and also we're going to be limited to a small amount of code. So what I'm going to do actually is redo this, but with a different editor. So sorry, looking for my online JavaScript editors. I'm going to use Replit. Replit. I said you could use any of them, but I'm going to use Replit. So let me just log out for a second here. So when you go to replit.com, it'll look like this. There's a sign up and a login. I recommend you just sign up. If you have a Google account, you can just click on Google and click through it to create your account. I already have an account, so I can't do it right now. I'm gonna log in. Continue with Google. So I'm logged in. I don't know why. Okay, and it's a pretty complicated interface though. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click create up in the upper left or down here, create, and it says templates. If you type JavaScript, you're going to have several options here. And you want to scroll down to where it says HTML, CSS, JS. That's the one you want. So just click on that. Title, give it a name. So like CPSC 5A Lab 1, something, just a name. And then hit create REPL, I don't know, Replit. Okay, so when we do this, we get this. Now this is a completely different hello world, right, than what we had. So over here, what I would recommend you do is we still need to create our file to match our lab PDF. So I'm going to click the tab here and drag it out. Move this to the left side of the screen. Put my PDF over here. Okay, so we need to do all the work over again. So we're trying to get this document into Replit now. So notice a lot of it we can keep, right? Like doc type HTML, start the HTML, start the HTML, and at the end, so we can go all the way down to the bottom here, maybe delete everything, delete everything. So what do I need to add? I need the body. Notice it's nice enough when I typed in that to create the corresponding ending. I need to add a paragraph. So I'm just typing in script. I'm going to hit play just to see the result before the script. I need another one at the end that says after the script. I'm going to select that. And I'm going to select that, paste it. After, hit play. There we go. Just about the same here. And then I've got this script. So we know we can't copy and paste the script very well. So triangular bracket script. And it put the ending block. And I want my alert. So first I'm just going to type it in commented, just like we did before. Single quotes. Hello world, single quotes. Semicolon, you don't actually need the semicolon. There we go. So we've got it. So if I run this, nothing happens. Well, we see the result over here, web view. If I take off the alert, I don't know how it handles alerts. Let's hit run. There we go. Hello world. Okay, so it works. I know I was supposed to change the name to my name is Greg, something like that. Get rid of those forward slashes, run it again. Okay, so there we go. We've done lab 1. So we would like to turn this in. How are we going to turn it in? We need to download it. So that's what we didn't fail to do last time. So one thing you can do is you can click on the 3 dots. If you want to rename it, you can. I was supposed to rename it. What was I supposed to rename it? Like problem 1, I think, something like that. If you want to, you can do that. I can click on it. Of course. Oh, that's why. That's why we don't want to rename it. Okay, don't rename it. What was it called? Okay. Yeah, just leave it that way. And then when we want to get this turned in, I'm going to click the 3 dots and I'm just going to go download. And I can download this anywhere, but download it somewhere that makes sense. So like maybe documents, maybe right click in here, and maybe we need to create a new folder to store these. And I lost my new folder. So maybe a new folder, and maybe I'm going to call my new folder CPSC 5A. And then in there, I'm going to save this file. So I'm just going to save index.html. Okay, index.html. Now, if I go look for that folder, I can click into Documents, CPSC 5A, and there's my index.html. And if I double click on this, it'll open the web page. So what did it do? It just popped up an alert that says, hi, my name is Greg, right? Now, this is not in the Playground anymore. This is a regular web browser because we created this web page. It's not a complicated web page, but we created it. Okay. Now, I said in the Lab PDF, wherever that went, here it is, that we should name it a different name, Problem1. And the reason for that is because we're creating another one of these. So I'm going to go rename that file, Problem1 HTML. Now, it'll still work the same when I open it, right? The name of the file doesn't matter. It matters inside of the sandbox, because inside of the sandbox, it knows that it's supposed to show index.html. So that's why we lost it when we got rid of index.html. Okay, so let's go back to here. We did problem 1. Now what are we going to do? Problem 2. In the previous problem, we created an HTML file that contained a JavaScript script directly in the HTML file. What I'm saying there is, if you look at this, in between the script, the start of the script and the end of the script, this is JavaScript code. And we included it directly in the HTML file, right? We didn't actually look at script.js. We didn't look at style CSS. Now we are. So usually the JavaScript code is contained in a different file. Usually the JavaScript file has a .js file extension. If it does, it's JavaScript code. So what I want to do is in your JavaScript Playground, create a new page or reset it, and this is what we want. So it's the same thing, but what we're going to do is we're going to change the script to this script or a command. So let me move this over here and let me move this over here so we can type. So basically what we're doing is we're getting rid of this alert line. So erase the alert line. Okay. And then what we're going to do is on the script, instead of putting JavaScript code on in between those, we're going to modify this first thing in the triangular brackets. So it's going to say script source src equals, and then the name of a file we're going to create. So I'm going to call it Problem2 .js. That's the JavaScript file I'm going to use. And then in between here, now what are we going to put? Nothing. We put nothing there. Okay. Now when I run this, nothing happens. I don't get the alert anymore. I don't get the alert anymore because I erased the alert, right? So what we're going to do is we are going to create this problem2.js. Now you can, there's a script.js already there. I can click on that and rename it. Call it problem2.js. And it's an empty file. And inside of that file, I'm going to put this code. So I'm just going to type it instead of try to copy paste it. Console.log running JavaScript. Okay. And again, like it's one line, it just looks like two because it's word wrap. And then I'm going to put some slashes again and another alert. You can do single quotes or double quotes. I'm going to say another annoying pop-up. Okay. Now, if I run this, again, we don't see much. If I get rid of those forward slashes on the alert and then run it, we should get another annoying pop-up. There it is, another annoying pop-up. Okay. We also get one more thing. When I wrote console.log running JavaScript, if I scroll this over, there's a tab that says shell. And I don't know what I'm looking at. Hold on. Where's the console? What view? Shell. That one. Interesting. Well, I'm not going to worry about it. I don't see what I wanted to see, but it's okay. So we created this JavaScript file called problem.js, and we also have that index HTML. Now the style CSS we've ignored. You can actually delete that if you want. And we just have these two files that we created. So the index HTML points to problem2.js, and problem2.js has 2 lines of code. So I want to download those. So I'm going to click download. Sure, I'll put it in the same folder where I put the other one. Problem2, download. I'll save it in that same folder. Now, in that folder, which remember, I made this folder, so it was documents, CPSC 5A, and then those are the files. And what I want to do is rename that new index file problem2. Okay. And if I open up problem2.html, we get another annoying pop-up. And again, it says before the script, after the script. So the script ran in between those. That's why we're doing that. Now, if I hit, what I just did was I hit F12 on my browser. And if I click over in console, you see it says running JavaScript. That's because that was what I said to log. Like, if I change this, whatever text you print to the console log So if I put some text like this, running JavaScript, that shows up in the console, we're about to do the pop-up, and then we do the pop-up on line 5. If I save this, sorry, I didn't want to do that. If I download this, save it over that file, and then I open my problem 2 again, another annoying pop-up, same dumb text. If I hit F12 and I click console, running JavaScript, that shows up in the console, we're about to do the pop-up. Right? So that's the console. You can print informational messages there. And it works. Everything works. So at this point, I've got these 3 files, Problem1, Problem2, HTMLs, and Problem2.js. You need to know where those files are. I can help you between now and next week if you need help. And they run in a regular web browser. We just saw that. And I need to turn them in. So to turn them in, you do this. Oops, not this. You go to our class, 5A. You go to Modules, Lab1. When we think we're done, you go, I have to do student view. Not me, you don't have to do that, you're a student already. And you want to submit it. And so it says drag a file here or choose file to upload. It should let you submit multiple files. If it doesn't, I need to fix that. So then in your file folder, you find your 3 files. If you're using a Mac, this will be different. Select them all. So like you can drag or, hold down Control and select them individually, or hold down, click the first one, hold Shift, click the last one. Anyway, somehow select them all, drag them over. And when you drag them over, you'll see it says that they're all showed up as being attached. Now, don't worry about the names. Like if I put a 0 one there, but I didn't put a 0 in front of the 2, who cares? We're good. Submit. And when you do that, you turned in your 3 files, and I will grade that and you will get credit. Very simple. Okay. So that's the entire assignment for this week, is just making these 2 essentially web pages. And then it says that's it for Lab 1. Make sure you turn in these files: Problem1 HTML, Problem2 HTML, and Problem2.js. Depending on the Java Playground you use, it can be easier or harder to actually get the files, right? Like remember this one, we didn't see they didn't have a download button on it. So that made us sad. So maybe stick to Replit, even if Replit is a little bit harder. Okay, so that's it for now. Good luck with your lab, and I will help you if you need help.